Good morning. Welcome back to Ask Moses. My name is Moses Wiles, and I'm the landlord-tenant mediator for the city of Takoma Park. Today, I'm joined by Ms. Erin Kelly, who's the grants coordinator for the city. And Erin's going to talk to us about the city's Homestretch program. Erin, would you give us a brief summary of the Homestretch program, please?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. The Homestretch is the City of Takoma Park's down payment assistance program. It provides $10,000 to an individual or family that is eligible for the program based on their income. And it's to cover the down payment, a portion of it, if they're looking to purchase a home in the City of Takoma Park, and that can be a single family home, an attached home like a townhome, or a condominium in a multifamily building. And the funding is available on a first come, first served basis.
Okay, Erin, what are the eligibility requirements for the Homestretch program?
Great question. So there are 5 main eligibility requirements. One is that the individual or family is a first-time home buyer, and that is defined as someone who has not owned a home in the past 5 years. So you may have owned a home in the past, but within the past 5 years, then you're eligible for the program. Secondly, their income must not exceed 80% of the area median income for Montgomery County, and that's as defined by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Third is that they must complete a homebuyer education course, and so those are approved by the city, and I'll get into in a minute how you might find one of those courses. Fourth, the home that they purchase must be located within the corporate limits of the City of Takoma Park. And lastly, the home must pass a certified home inspection.
Okay, Erin, can you tell me where I can find a certified home buyer education course?
Absolutely. So on the city's website, all of the information we're going to be discussing today is detailed there. And the best way to get there is by going to the city's homepage and going into the search bar where it says, how can I help you, or what can I help you find, and typing in Homestretch. And there you'll find a link to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's website, and specifically their page that details a search engine where you can find certified housing counseling agencies that offer these homebuyer education courses. I should add too quickly, Moses, that the city actually sponsors a certified homebuyer education course twice a year, typically in the spring and the fall, and it's offered at no cost to individuals who participate. We contract with one of these certified housing counseling agencies. The agencies typically do charge a small fee. So anybody interested in this program, I just wanted to flag that opportunity that the city offers a couple times a year.
Okay. How can I verify that the property that I'm interested in purchasing is actually located within the city of Takoma Park?
That is a terrific question, because there's often some confusion around the zip code for the city. The city's primary zip code, as many people know, is 20912. There are some properties in that zip code that are located outside of the city's corporate limits. And conversely, there are some properties located within the city's corporate limits that have a different zip code. Those are on the fringes of the city. And so you'll want to go again to the city's website, and if you type into that search bar again, street directory, the first response that you'll get in the listing based on your search will be to the street directory listing, and you can verify that a property is located in the corporate limits.
Okay, you mentioned something earlier. What is a certified home inspection, Erin?
It's simply a home inspection that's completed by a professional home inspection company. So the company will issue a report to the buyer and to the lender that reviews the quality and the functionality of the property. So that includes the property's foundation, the windows and the status of the windows, the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system, or HVAC system, the water heater, etc. So the individual will come in and look at all of those things, issue a report, and let you know the quality of all of those aspects of the home. And I should mention that most lenders do require a home inspection.
Okay, I'm eligible for the program. How do I actually make an application?
Sure, so we have the first step is completing an online interest form, and that can be found on the city's website, again at the Homestretch page of the city's website. And it's at the bottom of the Homestretch page, and there's a link, and it's a really quick and easy form. It takes about 30 seconds, and that triggers the application process, and that comes into the city's email address, and we get back to you with an application if you're indeed eligible for the program.
Okay, so how do I go about getting the $10,000, Aaron?
That's a great question. Show me the money, right?
Show me, yeah.
Yeah. So the $10,000 is provided in the form of a 0% interest deferred payment loan that's forgiven at 20% per year after the first year of purchase. And so the buyer is required to sign a note and a second deed of trust at closing. And the loan is subordinate to the primary lender's loan. So if the home that's purchased with assistance from this program is sold, refinanced, or vacated within that 5-year affordability period, the buyer is responsible for repaying the city the portion of the loan that remains outstanding. So for example, if someone sold their home that was assisted by this program after living in it for 2 years, they would owe the city back $6,000 or 60% of the original $10,000. And lastly, the $10,000 is wired to the closing agent or the title company at closing, and it's put towards the buyer's down payment.
Okay, would the $10,000 pay for my entire down payment, Aaron?
Typically, no. The amount of the down payment is dependent on 2 things. One is the purchase price of the property, and the second thing is the terms of the loan that is offered by the lender. And so lenders typically require no more than 20% towards the down payment. And so for an example, Joe is looking to buy a 2-bedroom apartment, a condominium, not an apartment, a condominium in the city, and its purchase price is $200,000, and his lender has offered him a loan that has a 20% down payment requirement. So that would be $40,000. The city's $10,000 would cover a portion of that $40,000, and Joe would have to bring the additional $30,000 to the table at closing.
Okay, I'm really interested in the Homestretch program, Aaron. What's the best first steps I should take?
There's 4 things. The first step is to go ahead and complete that online interest form on the city's website. That'll trigger the application process. The second thing I typically suggest to folks is that they take a homebuyer education course. Whether or not you move forward with this process right now, it's just a really good, I've sat in on it a couple times, and you just learn a lot of information about the home buying process, and which is helpful if you've never been through it before. Third, I recommend finding a lender that you'd like to work with, because that person will help you determine how much home you can afford, which you really need to know that information before you work with. My 4th suggestion is finding a realtor, and the realtor will help you take that amount that you can afford and help you identify properties that you could purchase.
Okay, Aaron, does the city require that I work with a particular real estate agent or lender?
No, we don't have a pre-approved list of agents or lenders. I do want to, one caveat though, is there is an opportunity to partner or combine the city's down payment assistance program with other down payment assistance from other government entities. And those government entities may have lender requirements, meaning that you work with a particular lender that is particularly well versed in their program. So that's just a word of caution, but no, the city does not require that an individual or family work with any particular agent or lender.
Okay, can I combine the city's down payment assistance funds with funds from other government entities?
Absolutely. So as I was just saying, for example, the state's Department of Housing and Community Development has some great programs, and if a buyer was interested in combining the city's program with one of their programs, for example, that would be totally okay. We just require that you let us know, and we have a written verification that we're aware of that and everybody's on board.
Okay. Can you briefly describe what the program's residency requirements are, Aaron?
Yes, absolutely. So during that 5-year affordability period, there are 3 things. The home purchased with assistance from this program must serve as the buyer's principal residence. And so we do have an annual occupancy recertification process. It's simple. We're just checking in with you and asking for, a bill that a water bill or something that verifies that you are living there. You also may not, the buyer may not purchase an additional dwelling of any kind during that 5 years. And finally, you may not sublease or otherwise rent any portion of the building to another person.
Okay, are there other requirements related to the financing?
There are some other requirements. I'm not going to get into the details. They're on the website, but there's things like it must be a fixed rate mortgage, etc. But all those things are on the city's website.
Okay, Aaron, my last question is, how do I get started on this process? Who can I contact?
Sure, you can contact me at the city. My email address is erinK, that's ERINK, at tacomaparkmd.gov. You can also call us at the city at 301-891-7119. And one other thing I forgot to mention earlier, we welcome additional partners in the form of other government entities that want to partner with us in a more deliberate way. And if there's anybody out there watching this that's interested in doing so, we welcome you to contact us.
Okay, Erin, thank you very much. We hope that this discussion has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please type them in the comments or email them to housing@tacomaparkmd.gov. Thank you very much.
Thank you.